Oh, God. I apologize for anything that might actually make it into the... I'm going to be in the blooper reel, aren't I?
This is Chris Pirillo, by the way. Tell me what you're doing with the live stream. You were one of the first people to go live all the time on Ustream you're using right now.
Yeah, because I could. Well,
that's a good reason.
Well, I mean, you know, if I've got an internet connection and I'm sitting there anyway and I don't leave my house and I'm geeking out, well, why not have, like, something going on? And so now it's part of my life, I guess.
You recently became a CNN expert.
Right. I don't exactly know what that means, though. I think it just means, hey, you're online. Do you want to help? Like, sure. I'm doing it anyway.
How often are you appearing on CNN?
I am every Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Well, should be every Thursday, although when I travel, it doesn't always happen. But then I'm also doing articles for them, like written, you know, usually answering questions.
Now, you came from old school media, traditional media, TV, the tech TV crowd. Y'all know him from there.
No, not everybody does. This no, seriously. Like, it was the other week, someone had started to upload old clips from Call for Help, which is the show that I hosted on Tech TV, and a few of my followers on YouTube, they're like, wow, I had no idea Chris hosted a TV show. And I'm like, yes, I finally outlived it. I mean, that was very uplifting, because, I mean, most people would, you know, certainly a lot of people followed me on Tech TV, but now I've kind of, I mean, it's been off the scene for so long that some people don't realize the connections that I've kind of had over the years, kind of grew into it. So now a lot of people are knowing me just for the content that I may be producing on YouTube or Ustream, the live video feed and everything. So that's kind of how it goes.
Well, that's good. That means that this new media world can stand on its own.
Absolutely. I think it stands far more on its own, because I think as soon as content producers realize this, in fact, this morning, I'm not going to name the network, I was watching TV, right? Traditional media, and it was a show about saving money. And I was just watching, like, okay, that's interesting. They're talking about, you know, investment bankers and all that. Okay, that's cool. Because I'm not into finances at all. I probably shouldn't say that. I make money. I know how to make money. It's what I do with it after that point. You know, I stuff it into the mattress and I'm good. Anyway, she's talking to someone who's an editor at a magazine. She says, there's a lot of Ponzi schemes out there. And I'm thinking, I mean, she didn't even bat an eyelash. And I'm like, dude, even I know it's a Ponzi scheme, all right? Yeah. Like, Ponzi scheme. And I'm like, come on, you're hosting a show about finances, and you can't... This is what happens with traditional media and reporters or journalists, and I'm going to say, you know, journalists. I mean, people went to school with journalism, they got their degrees and everything. I respect that. However, when you are hired to cover a story, it tends to be covered in a different capacity than if you're going after the story because you believe in it, you understand it, it's something... And so people say, well, you know, with this new media, social media, I don't know if I can trust a blogger as much as I can a journalist. Instead, I'll trust a blogger before I trust a journalist at this point, because I know the story. If they don't get the story right, yeah, I mean, we know we know the story, we know the real story, but
it's our lives. Right. I mean, I had a journalist ask me the other day, do you really, like, could you set up your home theater yourself? Like, yes. That's what I do. And he was like, but you talk about technology, you can actually do it, you know? And it was a shocker to him. So that it's totally different. Yes, I would agree. I would trust a blogger or a podcaster more than I would a journalist.
So a journalist that's a career choice. A blogger is not necessarily a career choice. It's usually driven out of passion. And unfortunately, a lot of newscasters and journalists, when you put them on camera, are vapid. Like, there's nothing there. Like, they're just not there. And I didn't realize that. I was in Iowa at the time, still living there, and I was going to the Iowa State Fair, which is a big deal. I was asked to come on to a news station to talk about what was going on in the fair in terms of technology. And because there was like a little pavilion, there's like 3 technology companies in the state of Iowa. No, there's more than that. But it was relatively small. So I get on there and I'm bantering, like improvising as I'm prone to do. And I said, well, yeah, I love the fair. They got everything. They got, everything's on a stick. Hot dog on a stick, a fried Snickers bar on a stick, CD-ROM on a stick. And of course that was a joke, right? And I turned to the newscaster. She's like,
oh, no.
She doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know what to say. And I'm just like playing. I just felt, and I swear at the end of that cast, she's kind of teasing out and I'm going like, I just felt so bad. I was like, well, I didn't realize that This is their job, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but it starts to, that illusion breaks down as soon as it's real information that needs to be delivered, and if the person reporting it doesn't necessarily have an understanding of the subject fully. But it happens all the time. And that's just with technology. Imagine what's happening with other news that's being reported, whether it's political stuff, whether it's lifestyle, whatever it is. If it's something that the reporter doesn't understand, they're going to report what they're reading in a teleprompter, if it's there, or what's printed out on a piece of paper, but without a true understanding of it, they're never going to make that connection. And I think the trust factor, I think, is going to be weakened largely because of the transparency of the greater blogosphere, or just the thing, social media in general, we can say now, compared to these traditional constructs.
Real quick, you have Gnome Decks coming up this year in the fall?
Mm-hmm. 9th year.
9th year, wow. Yeah. Tell everybody what Gnome Decks is.
Technology and humanity where it comes together.
And if you are in the Seattle area and can get there, when is it?
August 20th through 22nd.
Something like that. Go to gnomedecks.com.
I'm like, let me check Google.
Thank you, Chris. Chris can talk forever. If you want to see the whole uncut version, I have a link at www.geekbrief.tv. GB1, GB2, GB3, GoDaddy.com.